This is Josiah Johnson from The Head and the Heart, and you're listening to The Weekly Feed.
Weekly Feed.
South by Southwest 2011, Austin, Texas, with The Head and the Heart. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Good.
So you guys are new to most of the country at this point, so let's catch up. Give us the backstory.
Most of us, Charity is one of the exceptions in the band, moved to Seattle within the last couple of years. Me and John, the other main songwriter and singer, had been in bands for years and kind of gotten over that. We're going to kind of try and do like songwriting on our own. And we were playing at this open mic in Seattle and both liked each other's songs, started playing together. And over the next like 6 months, we added Kenny on piano, who saw us play an acoustic show, and Charity after she had just come back from Paris. It was a really kind of natural thing. We were just writing songs without really like playing many shows or having a band to deal with. And then by the time it all came together, it was everyone that was like the only thing that everyone wanted to do, so it was just kind of full steam ahead.
So you released a record last year.
Yeah, end of June.
And that's what's now been picked up by Sub Pop Records.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, you guys were unheard of, and the next day, everyone knew you.
It was a lot of people telling their friends or like sharing it online, or the word of mouth thing has been huge. People being able to get it on iTunes and being able to like follow us on Facebook and see videos on YouTube, and all of that online stuff made this possible when it wouldn't have been possible like 10 years ago.
Also, too, we were trying out songs that we were writing at the open mics on Sunday night. And so we were, continually playing, even though they weren't official shows. Like, we had that community there, and, like, people, I think, were watching us on a regular basis.
Seattle, I mean, that's not a light music scene. There's an abundance of artists. Were you worried about that, being like, hey, I'm here too?
We didn't really expect too much. We were like just starting out. And so when we had 30 or 50 people come to our shows, like a year ago, we were happy for that, But then between like March and May and June, the same people kept coming and kept bringing their friends, to the point where by the end of summer, it was like a big thing. It happened so fast that we were never like, hey, we're here too. We just kind of like kept being amazed.
Yeah, there was just a progression. There was growth. Had we worried about, where our placement would be, I think that totally would have inhibited the creative process. We had this immediate chemistry from the beginning. We were all willing to sacrifice whatever, there were days of busking and for food, at the market, the three of us. Since I met Josiah and John immediately, I was just like, this is it. This is worth it.
The busking thing's very interesting. It's almost like more musicians should probably try that. I've heard it's a very humbling experience.
It was funny because in the beginning, when we weren't really playing shows and that was what we were doing, you get one or two people to stop and pay attention, and it's like, yeah. But after you've done a show where you've seen 50 or 100 people paying attention to everything that you do, you go back out on the street and everyone's just walking by and you're just like, am I just not good? And then you remember, that's not what they're there for. You have to grab their attention.
And oftentimes we would use it for practice too, the three of us, and we would find somewhere with great acoustics, like a hallway, where there weren't a lot of passerbyers, or we'd go to the parking garages and get kicked out of those, and and people would sometimes come over and listen.
Whenever anyone showed up, you were just like, yes, we win in some way.
But that's got to work towards the live show too. I mean, getting out there and having to pull that attention in. So.
It's true.
We do have a lot of energy on stage that maybe from needing to grab people's attention to make them pay attention to you, So that could be a part of it from busking.
Congratulations on everything so far.
Thank you.
Be looking forward to see what the rest of the year brings for you guys. I think the buzz is there, so.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Charity from The Head and the Heart, and you're watching the weekly stream.
Weekly feed. The weekly feed.
Oh God, the weekly feed.
And take 7.
The weekly feed?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Hi, this is Charity from The Head and the Heart, and you're watching the weekly feed.
Weekly feed.